यशोधानन्दन व्रजजानरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवारधारी यशोधनन्दन व्रजजानरञ्जन यशोधनन्दन व्रजजानरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। सब लोग गाइए। कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे गाइए। हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। प्रेम से गाइए। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Gauranitai 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 Shri Shri Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Srila Gurudev श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की सब लोग प्रणाम करेंगे दंडवत जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरश श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरण रविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ISKCON फाउंडर आचार्य BBT फाउंडर आचार्य सेवर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरश श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की निताय गौर प्रेमानंद all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga। तो आप सबका आज श्रीमद् भागवतम के कक्षा में हार्दिक स्वागत है। वी वेलकम ऑल ऑफ यू टू श्रीमद् भागवतम क्लास। आप सब हमारे पीछे प्रार्थना दोहरा सकते हैं। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। आप सब कौन सी भाषा अच्छे से जानते हैं? तेलुगु? हाँ, हिंदी? ओनली तेलुगु? हाँ, कांचीपुरम। हरे कृष्ण। हमें माफ़ कीजिए, हमें तेलुगु और तमिल दोनों नहीं आता, तो हम या तो हिंदी में नहीं तो इंग्लिश में बात कर सकते हैं। तो आप सब अभी दर्शन खुला है, आप दर्शन ले सकते हैं कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं। जय श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय, श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय। So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 15th chapter, verse number 1 and 2. So first verse I'll recite myself, and then second verse will recite one by one after another. Maitreya uvacha atha tasya punar viprer अपुत्रस्य महीपतेः बाहुभ्यां मध्यमानाभ्यां मिथुनं समपद्यता. Translation is as follows. The great sage Maitreya continued, "My dear Vidur, thus the Brahmanas and the great sages again churned the two arms of King Vena's dead body. As a result, a male and female couple came out of his arms." Text 2. Now we will recite one after another. Tradrushta mithunam jatam. Tadrushta mithunam jatam. Jatam rishyo brahmavadinaha. Uchuhu parama santushta viditva bhagavat kalam. Tradrushva mithunam jatam rishyo brahmavadinaha. Uchuhu parama santushta viditva bhagavat kalam. Tadrishtva mithunam jatam rishyoho brahmavadinaha. Uchuhu paramasantushta viditva bhagavat kalam. Tadrishtva mithunam jatam rishyo brahmavadinaha. Uchuhu paramasantushta viditva par bhagavat kalam. Tadrishtva mithunam jatam rishyo brahmavadinaha. Uchuhu paramasantushta viditva bhagavat kalam. Tadrishtva mithunam jatam rishyo brahmavadinaha. Uchuhu paramasantushta viditva bhagavat kalam. Word to word meaning is as follows. Tat, that. Drishtva, seeing. Mithunam, couple. Jatam, born. Rishayaha, the great sages. Brahmavadinaha, very learned in Vedic knowledge. Uchuhu, said. Parama, very much. Santushtaha, being pleased. Viditva, knowing. Bhagavat, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kalam, expansion. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanavinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. The great sages were highly learned in Vedic knowledge. When they saw the male and female born of the arms of Vena's body, they were very pleased, for they could understand that the couple was an expansion of a plenary portion of Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please recite translation in response. The great sages were highly learned in Vedic knowledge. When they saw the male and female born of the arms of Vena's body, they were very pleased, for they could understand that the couple was an expansion of a plenary portion of Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. The method adopted by the great sages and scholars who were learned in Vedic knowledge was perfect. They removed all the reactions of King Vena's sinful activities by seeing that King Vena first gave birth to Bahuka, described in the previous chapter. After King Vena's body was thus purified, a male and female came out of it. And the great sages could understand that this was an expansion of Lord Vishnu. This expansion, of course, was not Vishnu Tattva, but a specifically empowered expansion of Lord Vishnu known as Avesha. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataru Bhaisha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangolangayate girim Yat kripaha tamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So I seek blessings of Srila Prabhupada and His Grace Anandmaya Prabhuji and all the Vaishnavas assembled, so that we can discuss something worthwhile on this particular verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, first and second, from 15th chapter, 4th canto. The Srimad Bhagavatam is like a desire fulfilling trees. It is also a desire tree, a kalparuksha. So the way you approach Srimad Bhagavatam, in that way it will reveal to you. Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna himself, and it reveals whatever condition you are going through that. Now this particular verse, if we see, in this particular verse there are two things are there. One thing is explained about the expansion of the Lord, and another thing is about the perfect method of purification. So sages were knowing the perfect way of purifying the body of Vena and bringing out the best of that. So if somebody is very philosophical minded and very technical and everything, so he will go in the technicalities of explaining about the expansions of the Lord, Purusha Avataras, then Swabhava, Vibhava Prakash, Swayam Prakash. Then from that, the 6 avatars, 6 different kinds of incarnation: Leela Avatar, Purusha Avatar, Manvantara Avatar, and Guna Avatar, and Shaktavesh Avatar, and then what are they, why they come, and their details. So we'll not go in that direction. We'll go, our today's topic of discussion will be art of bringing out the best. So we'll be focusing on this particular aspect of this verse and the purport with Prabhupada is telling here. So bringing out the best, art of bringing out the best. So here Prabhupada is telling in purport that the great sages were highly learned in the Vedic knowledge. And when they saw, means they churned the body of our Vena. So while churning, first who came out? Bahuka. So this Bahuka was like a nishad, very black in color, very ugly, and very not so good qualities. And then immediately they told him to go to forest, your need is not here. And then they again churned. And then came out Prithu, Maharaj and Archi, his wife. There's the eternal couple. So here we can see that there is a particular process has to be adopted to bring out the best out of anybody. to bring out the best of anybody, a particular process has to be adopted. And all the living entities are essentially, they are the part and parcel of the Lord. So they are essentially pure living entities. But because of material contamination, because of coming in this world, they are contaminated and covered by the material nature and the modes of material nature and the covering of Maya. So there has to be a particular process which should be adopted to break this covering of Maya and contamination of material nature and bring out that the beautiful spirit soul out of that person. And we all of us, we know that there are 4 different processes given for 4 different ages: Satyuga, meditation; Treta Yuga, Yajna; Dwapar Yuga, deity worship; and Kali Yuga, Sankirtan. And for that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come. So adopting any other way will not work, because particular process has to be there. Like, take an example, when we are cooking. So there is a particular way to bring out the taste from the spices. You cannot just boil the spices in the water and then put choke of that in the dal. It will not taste only. Some people do when there is an emergency and everything. Some people say, yes, we can do that. But proper taste will not come. We have to take either oil or ghee and then put proper choke. It should not be burnt also, and it should not remain raw also. And then proper temperature has to be there of the oil, and then only those spices should be added, and one after another. If you add jeera before and mustard seed later, then jeera will burn and mustard seed will not break. So mustard seeds has to be put first, then jeera and other things. So like that, and this is the process to bring out the taste from that spices. And also adequate quantity of salt should be there. Otherwise there will be no taste of spices. Even if you add many spices, proper taste will not come if salt is not there. So just see, everything has a science and everything has to be done properly to bring out the best of that thing. Similarly, paneer also. Paneer, if it is made properly, then it will taste good. Otherwise, you put paneer with some bhendi or something, will it taste good? Paneer ka, it is like a बेइज्जती of that paneer. उसका पूरा क्या बेइज्जती, what will you say in English? उसका status लो हो जाएगा पनीर का if you add that with bhendi or something like that. So there is a particular way to do particular things. So similarly, here the sages are adopting a particular process to bring out the best from the Vena's body. Similarly, in this world, in Srimad Bhagavatam also we see there are incidences, Srimad Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charitamrita, that particular ways and means are adopted by the great personalities to bring out the best from the devotees whom they are dealing with. Like Narad Muni, when he is dealing with Prachini Barishan, he adopted the way of telling him allegory, because Prachini Barishan is a king. And if somebody directly instructs him, no, you do this, you do like that, then he will not, whom are you talking with? I am king. So then he told him allegory. He told that there was one he goat and she goat, how they fell prey with each other and everything. And like this, 2 allegories he told him. So like this, great people, they adopt different ways and means and proper way to bring out the best. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also brought out the best out of Ramananda Rai by taking him ahead and ahead and ahead in the discussion. And finally they reached to the worship of Srimati Radharani as the and the Gopis at the best. And another incident comes of the Samudra Manthan Leela. So there also first halahal came, but they kept on churning. The particular process which is given by the Lord they adopted, and then they went on. Similarly, when we also adopt the process of chanting the holy names of the Lord, which is perfect, like Samudra Manthan Leela, before some poison will come out. When we churn our heart, actually, the practitioner devotee's heart, all the anarthas are there. The one who is practitioner devotee, in his heart anarthas are there, but they are deep down in a heart. And one may not be able to understand that he has those anarthas. But when the chanting process starts, by that churning, all the anarthas, they come to surface. And then one feels, whether this process is working rightly or wrongly. By churning or by chanting, I should get rid of anarthas. Anarthas should go away. But what is this happening? Anarthas are increasing. What is this? So it is similar as by churning the Venus body, first impurities came out. So similarly, when we are chanting also, impurities will come out and we may get intention, what is happening, whether process is right or wrong. But we should continue. One should continue as sages are continuing, and then only pure body of Vena remained. And then from that pure body came out the Lord in the form of Prithu and Archi. Similarly, when by chanting process, when our heart will also get purified, then only the pure heart will remain, and there Lord will reside as a Makhan Chor. When our heart will become soft like a Makhan, Lord will come as a Makhan Chor and He will still our heart. So this is the process. So one should continue as the sages continued, and on whose faith we should continue? On the faith of now somebody may say, other processes will also work like that. Now we should have patience and everything. Why you are asking us to have patience in chanting the holy names, and why not on other processes? There also, if we are patient, like scientists also tell, we will bring out, we are coming up, we are advancing, have a patience. You are asking to have patience on the devotional service. Similarly, have patience with the scientist. Why are you criticizing them and everything? No, one should have the process like the sages. Why they are having faith on this process of chanting? Because they are scholar, means they know the Shastras, and on the basis of Shastras they are adopting that process. So there is some basis for their process, whatever process they are adopting. Similarly, we also have basis for adopting this chanting process, and the basis is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, different various scriptures and acharyas of our previous acharyas. On their strength, one can go on adopting this process of purifying oneself. Now, like this only, as now we spoke about bringing out best, art of bringing out best from a devotee in a spiritual way, like from ourselves. Similarly, when we deal with each other, that also, there is a particular art is required to bring out best from somebody. So when we are guiding people, and when we are telling them what to do and what not to do in Krishna consciousness, first will come their rebellious nature, impurities and everything. So one has to be patient, and one should continue. One should not reject him. You are gone case. Nothing will happen to you. Like spiritual master does the thankless task to remove the impurities from the heart of a living entity or from the heart of the disciple. And when different people may have different anarthas actually. Somebody may be weak for the lust, somebody may have weakness for greed, somebody may have weakness for anger, somebody may have weakness for pride and other things. So for that purpose, spiritual master will adopt different medicine for different people, and he will tell different solution for them. One common solution will be chanting and following regulative principles, but apart from that he will tell him particular thing, and specific medicine will be given to him or specific instructions will be given to him to come out of that impurities. So for that, mentor have to be very expert in that thing, and for that purpose, mentor should have specific qualities actually. The mentor, the art of bringing out best, for that purpose, mentor should have specific qualities. First and foremost quality he should have is keeping confidentiality. We hear from Rupa Goswami's book, Upadeshamrit, the fourth shloka. In that particular line comes as Dadati prati grinadi guhyamakyati pruchiti bhunkte bhojete cheva chadvida priti lakshanam. In that guhyamakyati pruchiti is this, that when a subordinate or a so-called junior devotee comes and reveals his heart, a mentor should have specific qualities to help him and to bring out best out of him. As sages are bringing out best from the body of Vena, similarly mentor can come bring out the best by adopting this quality. Then first quality he should have is keeping confidentiality. Like once what happened, I heard this example from Radheshan bro. Once one boy came and told his mentor, his facilitator or a counselor, that Prabhuji, I have very one serious bad habit, that I pass urine in a bed. I wet bed in a night. Night he passes urine. So that counselor started laughing at him. Ha ha ha. Arey, you are so grown up. You are more than 20 years now and you have such a bad habit. That devotee became little short, like face became very small and everything. And he became little awkward. And on top of that, next day, that counselor, when he was giving class, he spoke in Bhagavatam. That such and such devotee came yesterday and he was telling that he is having this bad habit. Just see, people, so much conditioning they have in everything. Ha ha, and he started laughing. So what must have happened to that boy? Within next few hours, he packed his bag and went away from the temple, never to come back again. So when somebody is revealing their heart, the first and foremost quality one should have is is keeping confidentiality. Then secondly, he should understand the person properly and then give the prescription. Otherwise, what happens? As soon as that person starts telling something, I know the problem and this is the solution. Once what happened, one person was going to doctor for checkup, and while going inside the door, he sneezed. And immediately doctor wrote a prescription for cough and cold and gave him. But then that patient told, I did not come for this purpose. Actually, I have backache. But just because when I was coming through the door, some dust was there, so I sneezed. But I did not come for that problem. I came for some other problem. The same thing may happen with the subordinate and junior and senior relationship. One should understand the problems nicely and then give the solution. Other is cut. One is ready with the solution. Tuck, and take this. Done. And another thing superior should have is do not pass the judgment on others. Do not judge the people just by their external scenario and do not stamp the people. Stamp, this is like this only. And we have the famous story or anecdote of naked Pencho. Pencho was one small boy in a village. And when he was small, he did not used to wear any clothes. He used to roam like that only and pass stool here, there, everywhere. So he was famous by the name of this naked Pencho who passes stool here, there, everywhere. Like that his khyati was there. But after some days, he studied very nicely. He went to city. He became magistrate. And when the one person went to city, he saw, our Pencho, he became magistrate. And he came and told to villagers, our Pencho became magistrate. And then he said, how come our naked Pencho, who used to roam here, there, everywhere, passing stool, he became magistrate? No, he cannot become magistrate. You must have seen some other person. So like this, people stamp, but that should not be there. If somebody does like that, then he cannot bring out the best from that person. And if somebody is not emotionally stable himself, then he cannot give emotional stability to others. So the mentor should have that quality. As here sages are emotionally stable. When that Bahuga came out, they did not say, what happened? Our formula became wrong or something like that. And they did not again started checking their literature. This is the only formula or something like that. No, they were emotionally stable. And they continued having the faith in the Lord. And they had flexibility. Flexibility means according to time, place and circumstances, different things may happen. So mentor should be flexible enough to give different prescription to the people. And another thing is asked many times, what we should do? Should we be considerate while preaching or we should be like dashing in the preaching? So I heard this from our superiors also. He said that first you enter in the heart of the person and then explode. First you enter into heart by being considerate for some amount of time and then explode. That then give him full punch of philosophy. If you give him before only, he will run away. So open his heart by giving him prasadam, by loving exchanges and everything, and then give punch. Then give the bomb of Krishna consciousness. Then it will explode, and it will explode his anarthas from within his heart. So enter his heart and then explode. And then this we spoke about senior and junior relationship, how we can bring out best. Similarly, in equal relationships also, one can bring out the best, and for that, a particular art is required. It is very easy. See, somebody will not become angry or upset on his own. Actually, a front person is responsible for bringing out a particular nature from the opposite person. Front person is more lot of responsibility is there at the front person to bring out a particular nature out of anybody, because everybody has bad side and good side. And the way we behave with them, that way they will reciprocate with us. If we touch on their bad side, then bad output will come. Wah, 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 all bad things will come out. But if we touch their good side, then only good will come out. Then how, what to do, what is that art to bring out the best from our equals? And that is, first and foremost thing is, give up the differences. Whatever differences we may have, don't bring them only in a picture, and only focus on commonalities. Whatever is common, focus on that, and in that our relationship will be very nice, and we can bring out the best out of that personality. Once one devotee asked a question to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, that Maharaj, you are known for counselor system. You are known for counselor system, and your friend Jananivas Prabhu, he said that there is nothing called as counselor system or anything. We should have relationship with directly heart-to-heart relationship with the Lord. But still both of you are best friends. How is it so? You speak about counselor system and you have full faith in that, and Prabhu says we should have directly relationship with the Lord, nothing in between. How you are best friends still? And Maharaj told that when we come together, it is like, and when our thoughts come together, it is like pebbles. You consider it like a pot which is having black and white pebbles in that. That means different opinions. So whenever I come together with anybody, I carefully pick up all the black pebbles and throw them away and focus only white pebbles. Means only similarities I focus. And I throw away the black pebbles. I don't consider only that. That means what? Now Jananivas Prabhu has staunch devotion and dedication for Srila Prabhupada, and I also want to do that. So I focus on that. He has wonderful attraction for deities, and Prabhupada wrote letter to me and told that you should take guidance about deity worship from Jananivas Prabhu. There are two twin brothers in Mayapur, Jananivas Prabhu and Pankajangiri Prabhu. Consider them as your spiritual master or guru for deity worship. So when I was in, Maharaj was in New Vrindavan, that time Prabhupada told him, take guidance from him. So I consider him my Shiksha Guru for deity worship. So like this, so like focusing on the commonalities and giving them the differences. Similarly, in our life also, if suppose somebody has lot of attraction for the deities, so when we come together, we can talk about that. And if he's not good in management, don't talk about that only. So don't expect that everybody should be fulfilling all the criteria as what you put, because everybody is individual, and Krishna is Rasaraj. Why we should not focus on differences, and why we should focus only on commonalities? Because everybody is individual, and Krishna is Rasaraj, and Krishna experiences different rasas with different people. If Krishna want to experience some rasa with somebody, why we should criticize him? We can focus only whatever we match and continue on. But if somebody is thinking that my way is the highway, then he will be highly mistaken. And if he thinks that everybody should fit into my box, being a devotee. Devotee means he should be perfect manager, he should be perfect organizer, he should be perfect in everything. Then we are highly mistaken. We will not be able to, one will not be able to jail with that, and then he will not be able to bring out best out of that devotee. So like this, what I thought about this as a suggestion, they brought out the best. They brought out the incarnation of the Lord out of the Vena, who is like last whole chapter was describing about his different leelas, what all he did. And from his body they brought out the incarnation of the Lord, Shaktavish Avatar. So similarly, the person like me also has a dirty bad qualities, but the proper process is adopted, then we can also Miss Lord can reside in our heart also. Lord can be brought out from our heart also if we adopt the proper process, and also from we can deal with others in a proper way to bring out the best from them, to bring out the love of Godhead from them. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prithu Maharaj ki jai. So let us welcome Prithu Maharaj in this Bhagavatam episode, and we'll hear different pastimes of Prithu Maharaj now. Very amazing section of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.